We're going back to basics because food is expensive and I am my grandmother's granddaughter. Now, I had no idea that we could make egg rolls at home because I thought the task and ingredients would be overwhelming. But one day in high school, my grandmother got creative, looked up on the internet, which was still fairly new, and came up with a really good recipe. I owe much of my creativity in making recipes to my grandmother because she was never afraid to try anything, and because most of the food she made was pretty amazing. Now, I will say she did make crab rangoon for me when I was in high school, and I absolutely hated it. But aside from that, I can't think of one recipe that belongs to her that I haven't enjoyed. And this woman has gotten so creative that she's even put cranberries in egg rolls, and it was amazing. For a long time, like everybody else, I assumed that cooking from scratch meant you had to cut everything yourself. You had to get food from your garden. You had to use authentic spices. And while those things are really nice, that's not something I can do. My garden is failing as we speak. I carry the spices in the house that we have. And to be honest, I've never actually looked up an egg roll recipe to see what seasonings that it requires. And I think that's kind of my grandma's doing. Because even though she looked up recipes on the internet, I kind of stopped doing that and just watched her do things. But as time has gone on, I think I understand that that's the fun part of it. We get to be creative with cooking. We get to use what we have on hand and not waste anything. And I get to cut corners where I have to so I can make the food I want to make for my family with the time I have available. I love to cook, but I don't want to spend all of my day making food for my family when I could be enjoying it with them and spending time with them. Now, obviously, the cream cheese wonton things I have here are not authentic, but that's okay. I'm not perfect, and I'm probably going to butcher some recipes. But it's the recipes that my family has grown up with, and these are the foods that they request. And maybe in the future, I'll get more creative and have more time and make things a little bit different. But from where I'm standing and for how we are living, this is great. So if you're using a recipe from the internet or you're trying to follow what I'm doing here, I hope you're well fed. So go get your egg roll wrappers. We have meals to make.